Welcome to the Deep Dive, the show that cuts through the noise to get you right to the heart of things.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're plunging into a phrase you hear constantly in the crypto world. Not your keys, not your coins.
Ah, yes, the classic mantra.
It sounds simple, right? Almost too simple. But what does it really mean? Especially when you look at some pretty, well, alarming stats.
Alarming is right.
Get this. Over $3.1 billion in crypto was lost just in the first half of 2025. That's already more than all of 2024.
Wow. That's staggering.
And the main reason? Access control exploits. It's not just complex code cracking anymore.
Exactly. It highlights a huge vulnerability. Attackers are going after the human element, the processes, basically, who actually has the power to move the assets. It's less about breaking the vault and more about getting the key, so to speak.
So for this deep dive, that's our mission. We want to help you navigate this really complex world of crypto custody.
Yeah, unpack the differences.
Exactly. The fundamental differences between having full, absolute control over your digital assets versus handing that control over to someone else.
The third party, yeah.
Our goal is to equip you, our listener, with the knowledge you need to make smart decisions for your own situation. We want to move beyond just slogans.
Get practical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Practical, actionable insights. We're asking that critical question. Who really holds the keys to your digital kingdom?
It's fundamental. And to set the stage, we're basically looking at two main models here. You've got custodial and non-custodial.
Right.
Think of it like the classic analogy works well. If your crypto is like stuff you put in a storage unit.
Okay.
Custodial is like the storage manager holding the key to your unit. You trust them, right? To keep it safe, give you access when you need it.
Makes sense. So non-custodial is...
Non-custodial means you hold that key yourself. It's all you. Direct control, no middlemen.
Okay, so direct control sounds good, but I'm sensing a but coming.
Oh, there's definitely a but. With that control comes immense responsibility. And this choice, it isn't just technical jargon.
No, it feels strategic. Like you said, almost like choosing a passport if you're managing wealth globally.
It really is that strategic. Your choice directly impacts your security, sure, but also accessibility. And, crucially, how you can prove your wealth.
Ah, that's interesting. How so?
Well, more countries are starting to recognize crypto for things like residency permits or even citizenship applications. How you hold your crypto determines how easily you can verify those assets to, say, immigration authorities.
Or banks or tax agencies. Wow, okay.
Yeah, it touches everything. Visa applications, estate planning. It's a core piece of any serious global mobility plan now.
Okay, the stakes are definitely high.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. That core distinction, custodial versus non-custodial. Let's start with non-custodial. What does that really entail?
Non-custodial, at its heart, means you and only you control the private keys.
These are the secret codes, essentially.
Exactly. The cryptographic proof that the funds are yours. No third party has them, no intermediary. It's true digital sovereignty.
And that's where not your keys, not your coins really hits home, isn't it?
Precisely. If you don't hold those keys yourself, you're relying on someone else. That's the custodial model.
Which is typically your crypto exchange, right?
Yeah.
They manage the keys for you.
Usually, yes.
No.
Or some other third-party service. And look, it offers amazing convenience. It feels familiar, like using a bank.
Super user-friendly. Log in, trade, log out.
But you're trusting them completely with everything, and the risks are real. Their security could fail. They could get hacked.
Or they could just go bankrupt, like FTX.
Exactly like FTX. And suddenly your funds are locked up, or maybe even gone. That's the inherent risk of custodial.
Whereas with non-custodial, you're your own bank.
Completely.
Literally. 2047 access, nobody can freeze your account or block your transactions. It's all you.
And I feel like this is the huge flashing warning sign. The responsibility is massive.
If you lose your private key, or more commonly, that recovery phrase, the string of words.
The seed phrase, yeah. Usually 12 or 24 words.
Right. If you lose that, there's no forgot password link. There's no customer service.
Nope. It's gone. Forever. No recovery possible.
That is genuinely terrifying. I mean, for anyone holding significant value, it's not like forgetting your Netflix password, is it?
Not even close. There's no reset button when you're sovereign. The risk profile completely shifts onto your shoulders.
It means if you go this route, you have to be diligent. You need best practices.
Absolutely critical. Successful self-custody demands it.
Okay, so let's talk best practices. If someone's committed, they want that control, what's job number one? The absolute first thing.
Hardware wallet, hands down. Think of it as a tiny, specialized vault just for your keys.
Okay, like a physical device.
Exactly. A small device often looks like a USB stick. Its whole purpose is to keep your private keys completely offline.
Ah, that air gap.
Precisely. So even if your computer gets riddled with malware or you accidentally click a phishing link,
Which happens all the time.
your keys on the hardware wallet remain isolated and safe. Your crypto isn't exposed. It's the gold standard for offline key storage.
Makes total sense. It physically separates the keys from the dangers of the internet.
Yeah.
And crucial advice here, I've heard, buy it directly from the maker.
Right. Absolutely essential. Don't buy from third-party resellers, not even places like Amazon sometimes. Go direct to Ledger, Trezor, whoever the manufacturer is.
Avoids any chance of tampering before it even gets to you.
Exactly. Ensures it's genuine. And yeah, they cost a bit, maybe $60, maybe up to $200 or more, but compared to potentially losing everything, it's a no-brainer investment.
Okay, so the hardware wallet is the fortress. What about the master key, that seed phrase? How do we secure that? Because the wallet itself doesn't help if someone gets the phrase right.
You're spot on. That recovery phrase, the seed phrase, is arguably the most critical point of failure in self-custody. People mess this up. They store it improperly. You must write it down accurately when you set up the wallet. Then store it securely, physically separate from the hardware wallet itself.
So don't keep the wallet and the phrase in the same drawer.
Please don't. And writing it on paper is okay to start, but paper isn't very durable. Think fire, water damage.
Right.
For serious long-term security, you should consider metal storage. Steel plates you can etch or stamp the words into. Much tougher.
Metal storage. Okay. And where not to store it.
Never, ever, ever store it digitally. Not on your computer, not on your phone, not in a cloud drive, not in an email draft.
Because that just puts it back online, potentially vulnerable to hackers.
Exactly. Defeats the whole purpose of the offline hardware wallet. Keep it offline, keep it secure, maybe even make multiple copies stored in different safe locations. Some people even split the phrase.
Wow, like half the words here, half there.
Yeah, for extreme security, but definitely multiple secure offline copies is key.
Got it. Okay, keys secured offline. What about protecting our actual interactions, the access points?
Right, your digital perimeter. Two-factor authentication, 2FA, is non-negotiable on everything.
Everything related, like exchange accounts, email.
Especially your email. Email is often the weakest link, the way attackers get in to reset other passwords. So lock down your email first with strong 2FA.
And what kind of 2FA? I know texts are common, but I hear they're not the best.
They're better than nothing, but definitely not the best. SMS is vulnerable to SIM swapping attacks, where someone tricks your phone carrier into transferring your number to their phone.
Ouch. So what's better?
Use an authenticator app whenever possible. Google Authenticator, Authy, apps like that. They generate codes directly on your device, not tied to your phone number. Much more secure.
Good tip. Use authenticator apps over SMS. Okay, what about the human factor? We're all susceptible to scams. What's the big threat there?
Phishing. Always phishing. It's relentless. Scammers create fake websites, login pages for exchanges, wallet interfaces that look identical to the real thing.
Designed to steal your username and password, or even your seed phrase if you're not careful.
Precisely. So you must be incredibly diligent about checking website addresses, the URLs.
What are we looking for?
Always check for HTTPS at the start. That S means secure encrypted connection, not just HTTP.
Okay, HTTPS. Good.
And look closely at the domain name itself. Scammers use tricks like one letter off or adding extra characters. Read it carefully every single time.
Don't just click links in emails either, right? Even if they look legit.
Definitely not. Best practice is to type the exchange or wallet URL directly into your browser yourself, or use a trusted bookmark you saved previously. Be super suspicious of any email or message urging you to act immediately. Urgent security alert. Click here and now W. That's a classic phishing tactic.
It really sounds like constant vigilance is the price you pay for self-custody.
Yeah.
Any final ongoing maintenance tips?
Yes, absolutely. Keep your software updated. That means the firmware on your hardware wallet, the software for any desktop or mobile wallets you use, even your computer's operating system and browser.
Why are updates so important?
Because they often contain security patches. They fix vulnerabilities that have been discovered after the software was released. Running outdated software is like leaving a window open for hackers.
Makes sense. Keep everything patched and up to date.
And one more, especially for people on the move. Be really careful with public Wi-Fi.
Like at coffee shops or airports.
Exactly. Those networks often aren't secure. They lack strong encryption. It can be relatively easy for someone on the same network to snoop on your traffic, potentially grabbing sensitive data.
So what's the alternative if you need to check things?
Using your phone's mobile data connection is generally much safer. If you absolutely have to use public Wi-Fi, use a reputable VPN service. A VPN encrypts your connection, creating a secure tunnel even over an insecure network.
Okay, so self-custody. Ultimate control, ultimate responsibility needs constant vigilance and specific practices. Hardware wallets, secure seed phrases, strong 2FA, phishing awareness updates, avoid public Wi-Fi. It's a lot.
It is a lot, and frankly, it's not the right fit for everyone, which is why the space has evolved.
Right. So what are the other options for people who maybe want that security but aren't ready or don't want that level of personal responsibility or need something more institutional?
Yeah, that's where things get interesting. We now have what are called qualified custodians. These aren't just any crypto company, they are regulated financial institutions.
Like banks or trust company.
Exactly. They often have specific trust charters or even banking licenses, and they're authorized to hold assets, including digital assets, on behalf of clients. Think institutional grade security, comprehensive insurance.
And crucially, legitimacy, right?
Mhm.
Especially for the global citizens we mentioned.
Huge point. For dealing with immigration authorities, traditional banks, tax agencies across different countries, using a regulated, qualified custodian provides a level of legitimacy and documentation that's hard to match with pure self-custody.
So who are we talking about here? Any examples?
Sure, you've got players like Anchorage Digital, which was actually the first federally chartered digital asset bank in the U.S.,
Yeah.
or Coinbase Custody, which operates as a New York State chartered trust company. Big, established names offering serious security and compliance.
And this helps with that wealth verification for residency or citizenship you mentioned earlier.
Absolutely. Having statements from a regulated entity like that can significantly smooth out those processes.
Are traditional banks getting involved too, or is it mostly crypto-native firms?
Oh, traditional finance is definitely stepping in. You have banks like Signnum Bank in Switzerland or Zapo Bank in Gibraltar.
Switzerland and Gibraltar sounds very global citizen-friendly.
Exactly. They integrate crypto custody with traditional banking services. So you can hold your Bitcoin alongside your Swiss francs, for example, all within a regulated banking environment. Signnum, for instance, has that full Swiss banking license, plus operations across Europe, Asia, the Middle East, makes cross-border wealth management much simpler.
Okay, so that's the full institutional route. What if you want something in between? Like more security and support than pure self-custody, but maybe not handing everything over entirely.
Yeah.
A middle ground.
Yes, there's definitely a growing middle ground. This is where collaborative custody comes in.
Collaborative custody, how does that work?
It often uses technology called multi-signature, or multi-sig. Imagine a safe deposit box that needs, say, 2 or 3 different keys turned at the same time to open it, not just one.
Okay, so multiple approvals needed.
Exactly. With multi-sig, a transaction might require approval from several distinct private keys. For example, in a common setup, you might hold 2 keys, and a trusted service provider holds a 3rd key.
So to move funds, you need your key plus one of the others, or maybe 2 out of the 3 keys total.
Precisely. A common setup is 2 of 3. You hold 2, the company holds 1. This means you retain significant control because they can't move your funds without one of your keys. But you also get backup. If you lose one of your keys, you can still recover funds with your other key and the company's key.
This sounds like a really interesting balance. Security through shared responsibility. Who's doing this?
Companies like Unchained Capital are well known for this 2 of 3 model. Casa is another major player in the collaborative custody space. It gives you that professional support and recovery path while keeping you largely in control.
Unchained.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of them. So even if their service went offline temporarily, you could potentially still access funds with your 2 keys, right?
That's often the design goal, yes, providing resilience. And there's something even newer emerging, too, building on this idea.
Oh, what's that?
It's being called Insured Self-Custody.
Insured self-custody. How does insurance work with holding your own keys?
It's fascinating. A company called Ankorwatch is pioneering this. They combine collaborative custody elements with actual insurance policies, underwritten by major insurers like Lloyds of London.
Lloyds of London, wow. Covering what?
Covering the loss of assets, potentially up to very high amounts, like $100 million per client. It can cover things like theft, loss, even physical destruction of your hardware wallet or backup if it leads to asset loss.
That sounds game-changing, especially for high net worth individuals.
It really is. It provides verifiable proof of insured digital assets, which again can be incredibly valuable for wealth documentation while still maintaining a high degree of user control. It bridges that gap between self-sovereignty and institutional-level assurance.
Okay, so lots of options evolving. But all these custodians, qualified or collaborative, operate within legal frameworks. What's the most important legal concept for someone choosing a custodian?
From the client's perspective, you really want what's called bankruptcy remoteness.
Bankruptcy remoteness. Sounds important. What is it?
It's crucial. It means that if the company holding your crypto goes bankrupt, then those are legally protected and segregated from the company's own finances.
So their creditors can't just seize your crypto to pay the company's debts.
Exactly. The assets remain yours, identifiable as yours, and shouldn't get tangled up in the bankruptcy proceedings. They should, ideally, be returned to you.
That seems absolutely fundamental. Is this protection standard everywhere? If I use a custodian in country X versus country Y?
Unfortunately, no. It's not consistent globally. How bankruptcy remoteness is achieved and how effective it is varies a lot by jurisdiction.
How so?
Well, in many common law jurisdictions, think places like Australia, Jersey, Singapore, the UK, using legal trust to hold the crypto assets is a fairly well-established way to provide this protection for clients if the custodian becomes insolvent.
Okay, so trusts help in those places. What about, say, the U.S.?
The U.S. is tricky. Even though it's mostly common law, there isn't a single comprehensive federal framework for crypto regulation yet. How crypto assets held by a custodian would be treated in a U.S. bankruptcy is still somewhat uncertain. It hasn't been fully tested in the courts extensively. That creates risk.
So jurisdictional choice matters a lot.
A huge amount. But things are moving towards clarity in some regions.
Like where?
The European Union is a great example. They've got the new markets in crypto assets regulation, MiCA, coming into full effect soon, end of 2024.
MiCA. Heard a lot about that. What does it say about custody?
It sets out clear rules for crypto asset service providers, including custodians. Crucially, MiCA mandates the legal segregation of client assets from the custodian's own assets.
So aiming for that bankruptcy remoteness by law?
Exactly. It explicitly states that client assets should be ring-fenced, so creditors can't touch them if the provider fails. And we actually saw a positive example of how clear rules help with FTX Japan.
Ooh, what happened there?
During the wider FTX collapse, because Japan had clearer local regulations, the assets held by FTX Japan for its clients were treated as separate from the main U.S. bankruptcy case. They were successfully returned to the Japanese clients.
Wow, that's a powerful demonstration of why clear local regulation matters.
Absolutely. I mean, a real difference for those users.
Okay, so wrapping this all up,
Yeah.
We've covered pure self-custody with all its responsibilities and best practices, institutional qualified custodians, collaborative models, insured self-custody, and the regulatory maze. What's the key takeaway for you, the listener? Try and make sense of all this.
I think the biggest takeaway is that there's simply no single right answer. There's no one-size-fits-all solution for crypto custody.
It's deeply personal, isn't it?
Deeply. The best approach for you depends entirely on your specific situation, your jurisdictional footprint, where you live, where you travel, where you might want residency, your privacy needs.
Your requirements for verifying wealth, like we talked about.
Exactly. And, of course, your personal tolerance for risk versus your desire for control and your technical comfort level. It's a unique mix for everyone.
Yeah, like a citizenship by investment applicant might heavily favor that regulated, qualified custodian for the clear documentation.
While a digital nomad might prioritize a mix, maybe some collaborative custody plus some self-custody with hardware wallets for true borderless access and privacy.
Makes sense. And a big family office might diversify, using multiple custodians across different jurisdictions for resilience.
Whereas someone intensely focused on privacy above all else might lean towards that insured self-custody combined with their own robust hardware wallet setup.
It really drives home that this choice is strategic. It's not just about tech preference. It's about aligning your custody with your life, your finances, your global plans. It moves beyond just being your own bank.
It really does. It's more like designing your own sovereign financial architecture.
Yeah, in a world where, let's face it, opportunity and uncertainty both cross borders constantly.
And where digital assets are increasingly part of the picture for residency, citizenship, global life.
Having the right crypto custody strategy becomes foundational for genuine financial sovereignty. It's about ensuring you can access and control your wealth wherever you are, whatever passport you hold, whatever the future throws at us.
It's the ability to be financially independent and mobile in this interconnected age. The choices you make here are as important as deciding where you want to live or what citizenship offers the most freedom.
So the final thought for you to consider is,
Yeah.
what will your digital future look like? We hope this deep dive has given you some solid ground to start building that future securely and confidently.